Good morning, fellow YouTubers. Doing a video on my African cichlid aquarium and the filtration setup. Just kind of going to do a walkthrough of everything that I have. First, let me take this lid off. So I have the lid off, and it's going to show it's actually I have an overflow. Let me see, get on the side. This is where the water overflows on this side, and I have a bunch of pot scrubbies, and initially is going to hit these sponges up top before it hits the pot scrubbies. This is more of a mechanical filtration on this side, so this takes care of any large particles that may get sucked down into the sump. So it flows, the water is flowing from left to right into this compartment, and then it flows below under here, and it hits two buckets that are together that I cut out, and so it's draining into these two buckets, which have sponges also, and then it flows on top of this large sponge before it hits the initial tray for my sump. So this is the way it flows out of the aquarium. And I actually got this big filter pad from a pond filter that I have on this tank, which I'll show in a little bit. But you can see I still have my pot scrubbies and the filter floss, and then the pot scrubbies below. Hard to see, I done scratched up my plastic, but you can kind of see it in there. It's like 3 different levels of pot scrubbies. And so I have 3 pumps, 1, 2, 3. One of these pumps actually goes through a pond filter, which is down here. Let's see, actually, let me get on the other side. You can see it there, that pond filter. And that pond filter is filled with lava rock. I've never used lava rock, and I wanted to try it out, mainly because I'm just trying to look for something that would house denitrifying bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, and that was a media that I had never used, so decided to try that out. And then I also have my 2 FX6s. Now my FX6s do have Cichlid matrix in it, and it also has the fluval biomedia, the white bio balls. So it does have filtration, but I'm using it mainly for mechanical filtration. So my sump is more my biological, and then I have the pond filter, which is also biological. And then my FX6s has some biological, but it's mainly to get the particles out the water is why I have the FX6s. A little overkill, but it works. And going on this side, we can see this is where from my sump is pumping back in to this side. I know normally the overflows, both of them water would be flowing out, but I have the water is plugged underneath this side of the aquarium is plugged, so no water can flow out. So everything's been pumped back in through these tubes, my 3 pumps. So it's pumping back in here, and I have 2 heaters in there, and my thermometer to make sure my heaters aren't malfunctioning. But that's basically the setup. Is going more of a clockwise direction, and it's working. I know it's overkill, but it's fun. I call it fun. It's just testing different things out and seeing how different things work. The other thing that I have is I have my 2 Fluval FX6s returns are on the same side. The reason I have them on the same side is when I had one over there, it was kind of trapping trapping particles, and my water up top was looking a little, I don't know what's the word. It had a lot of things settling at the top because it couldn't flow out of the overflow over there. So I have both of those returns on this side, and it's pushing the water from left to right. That way I have nothing sitting at the top of the water. It all just flows. As you can see, it's pretty busy up there. But it all flows out. And I have my circulation pumps. I have one over here, and then I have another on this side. And they're set on timers. So they go off a total of 4 times a day. Once in the morning and one in the afternoon after I feed them. So in the morning I feed them and then they turn on, and then in the afternoon I feed them and they turn on again. So that keeps my substrate clean. Any settling debris gets sucked up by the intakes, which I have intake right there, my fluval, and of course up top. Sorry about that glare. It flows out there, and then on this side, it's hidden behind the plants, but you have another intake over here. That's my basic setup. That's what I use. That's what's working right now. I don't have any plumbing. It's all buckets, and my fish seem to be happy. Really trying to keep my nitrates below 20 parts per million. I've been doing that since July. In July, I lost a lot of my cichlids, and when I tested my nitrates, they were well above 80. So that contributed to me losing those fish. I was doing a 20% water change every week, and apparently that was not enough. So now I consistently do a 50% water change once a week. Sometimes more if I feel like I overfed and too much has gotten into my filters. When I feed, I do turn my pumps off, and I use this keychain. Number 3 is my pumps. So when I feed, I hit that and my pumps turn off. My sump starts to fill with water, and you can hear it sucking up. I feed them. They know when it's time to eat. They come right to the top. They hear that pump turn off and they're ready. But I do turn my pumps off when I feed. And as soon as I'm done and I see most of the food has been eaten, push it again and I turn my pumps back on. You can see it flowing back in. Anyway, that's my setup. I really have it set up like this because I want to eventually go with a bigger aquarium. And with this setup, I already have everything I need. Unless I end up keeping this aquarium along with the bigger one that I want. But time will tell. As of right now, I'm pretty satisfied. So, all right, let me put the top back on. Okay, got the top back on it. If anyone has any suggestions on how I can better, or if there's a option other than plants, I know about the plants and getting rid of nitrates in an aquarium, feel free to let me know. You know, I just put the lava rock in last week, so I know I'm not going to see results that quickly. I know it's going to take a little bit, but you know, I'm hoping that's a good route to go to try to build that anaerobic bacteria that I need. All right, everyone have a good day.